Hey guys, welcome to another QuinLED video. I recently did a live stream with Dr. Z's. If you don't know his YouTube channel, he's all about Home Assistant and demodifying his house. So I'll have a link in the description. But for that live stream, I prepared some examples for which you can use the new QuinLED-Quad and QuinLED-Deca boards. And well, for instance, like my background lighting, or actually all my lighting nowadays, is using one or of either of those two boards, since they are now suitable for usage with video. But let's walk through some examples, and I'll show you the Home Assistant screen, and I'll show you the light in question. And then you can see some practical examples of how you can use maybe a QuinLED in a LED lighting situation you want to build. First up, we're taking a look at a QuinLED-Quad. This is a 4-channel dimmer, which means you can control 4 individual single-color light strips, such as warm white or green or whatever, or 1 RGB LED strip. Okay, let's turn on channel 1. And channel 1 is a 96 LED per meter LED strip, which runs at 24 volts. And this is also a very high power LED strip, because right now it's pretty low power, but if I move my slider in Home Assistant, well, as you can see, it basically lights up the whole room. So let's move that back down a bit. Okay, and then let's light channel 2. So this is the same LED strip, but on a different channel, so you can control the outputs individually. And this one is also in an aluminium profile to provide some cooling. And, well, as you can see, we can raise the brightness of this one again too. One of the features of the QuinLED is that it can provide the smooth fading up and down. And since it's running at 40,000 Hz PWM, you don't get any video interference, whatever level you set. Let's turn on the 3rd channel. And this LED strip's kind of special. It is fabricated in some kind of rubbery, plasticky tube, and it's supposed to look like neon lighting. So let's turn that up a little bit. And they come in a single color and also run at 24 volt. And the nice thing about it is that you can actually twist it and, well, like they do with neon, make signs and letters and stuff like that out of it. It's not super bright, but it does look cool. Okay, let's turn these off again and move on to the next type of light. The next type of light is basically an indoor downlight. It's one of those you put into your ceiling. And it's connected to a QuinLED-Deca. Now the features of both QuinLED-Quad and Deca are about the same, except this one has 10 channels. So let's turn that on. As you can see, it fades up nicely. Now let me point it away from you, because otherwise we'll go blind. This is a 12 watt COBB LED that's inside of there. And let's put that to full brightness. As you can see, that's quite bright. And the way it works with controlling COBB LEDs, normally they come with a constant current driver. And although this is the best way to run LEDs, if you take a little bit of care, you can also run COBB LEDs with constant voltage like we used to do anyway. So the trick is most COBB LEDs will have a voltage range in between you can run them. So you either need to know that from their datasheet, or you need to look at the driver it comes with and let it warm up for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then see which voltage it runs at, and then match that with your constant voltage power supply. And you might think, but doesn't it need resistors and won't it blow up? No. An LED will only use a certain amount of current depending on the voltage you send to it. So if you stay within that voltage range and maybe back off a volt or something like that, it'll stay in its safe range and won't draw more than it can handle. So that way, you've seen in previous videos, I have multiple strings of these COBB LEDs in my house, and they provide the main lighting in my house, and they have done so for the past 2.5 years. Okay, let's move on to the second sample of a COBB LED. Here you see a light I use as the outdoor lights that are on our house. It has two COBB LEDs, one that shines upward and one that shines downward. And I have it connected again through a QuinLED-Deca. And this demonstrates the voltage range that Deca can handle. The QuinLED-Quad is suitable for 6.5 volts up to 28 officially. Unofficially you can go a bit higher, but the QuinLED-Deca is suited for 6.5 volts all the way up to 50 volts. So that's a lot higher. So if you're working with COBB LEDs, it's most often best to use a Deca for that. In this case, the bundled driver was driving the LEDs at 18 volts. So as you can see, I have a DC-DC converter over here, which is giving it 17.9 volts to the board, and then it's connected to the COBB LED lamp. So the lamp itself doesn't have a driver anymore. I also have these in parallel connected strings on the side of my house. And as you can see, we can nicely regulate the output to any value we'd like. Oh, and a funny thing to note, the LED on the voltage converter is flickering, and the LED that I'm running through the QuinLED isn't. Okay, moving on. So another example of using 24-volt LED strip and a QuinLED-Deca is my studio lighting. So let me just turn this up real quick. This is a light on my ceiling, which is a 24-volt LED strip, and it's controlled using this QuinLED-Deca that's in the corner. Now you see it has lots of plugs connected. That's because, let me turn that down again, I have multiple lights which I can control individually. So here you see one that's in my corner, and now I can turn that off, turn that on. And then if we look to the right, we see another one that's over there, and this is connected to a different channel, so I can turn that off, or I can turn it on, or I can raise the brightness of the right one, but not the left one or the top one, etc. So that way you can have very granular control of your video lights to suit the video you're shooting at that time. Another example of LED strip is what I made in my closet over here. I used a QuinLED-Deca and some RGB plus CCT strip, so that uses 5 channels. So I made the left side and the right side independent of each other. So now I can choose a color that I'd like to use as my backdrop in the videos. Or if I'm feeling really adventurous, I can turn on some color cycling effects. Or even go with the totally loco profile I put on there. Which, well, you saw that in the channel trailer, I guess. Let's turn that off real quick. So another thing they can do, because they're RGB plus CCT strips, is let's turn RGB off and turn on white. And this I can use as normal shop lighting. And then we can change the white color from pure white to warm white, if it was working, which it isn't. And that's kind of a little bug in ESP Home YAML at this point. But that should be fixed quickly. Actually, in the upstream version, it's already fixed. I'm just waiting on a new release. But that's an example you can do with a QuinLED-Deca, which can control 2 individual RGB plus CCT lights. To show you how these are mounted in the cabinet, as you can see, I've mounted the power supply underneath a shelf and then run some wires to the QuinLED-Deca. From there, I have some wires running into connection blocks for each of the channels and the positive voltage rail, and those split off to each of the left shelves and each of the right shelves. Now, because I wanted to make this all 2-channel and all the shelves, etc., there's a lot of cable, but using this 6-channel cable helps a lot. And if it's for short runs, that will do just fine for these short LED strips. So yeah, some practical examples of how you can use LED strip or COBB LEDs or LED neon strip or outdoor lights, indoor lights, all kinds of things you can control using the QuinLED boards. Wait, hold on, this doesn't look right. Oh, there we go, let's make this another color. And, as I said, it's very suitable to use as video lighting. So, let me know what you thought about the lights shown in the comments. I'll have most of these products linked in the description if you're looking for them. And also let me know if you'd like to see a dedicated video on how to basically build a setup like this for one of the types of lights. And any other questions are welcome too. If you're into LEDs, IP cameras, server builds, you like the channel, maybe subscribe and join our Discord server. So, I'll maybe see you there, and otherwise I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention, a lot of information about LEDs, LED strips, the stuff I use, the QuinLED boards, how you can build them yourself, because they're a DIY project, are on QuinLED.info. This website I'm constantly updating when I have time with new articles like about the color white, or what is high CRI, or does it mean 30 LEDs per meter, or 60 or 90 or 144? Why do you want 24 volt instead of 12? A lot of questions that get raised when using LEDs. So when you get a chance, go to QuinLED.info and check it out. Oh, and if you're wondering about digitally addressable LEDs, well, 2018 was the year I made the new analog LED boards, so where you can control the whole strip at the same time. And 2019, I'm going to finish my digital controllers, where you can run 5 volt and 12 volt digitally addressable LED strip, where you can change the color and affect some patterns of each individual LED. So make sure to stick around for that. So this time for real, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.